Okay, can you hear me now? Testing, testing. Can you hear me now? Perfect. All right. We did it. It was a little bit of a battle getting this one started. Yeah, I'm not Ty Crandall, but I'm here today. I'm Megan Christensen. I'm the COO for Credit Suite, and I am here today to present on our topic, which is, can you actually have too much business credit? I get this question a lot. And in fact, a lot of our customers or the prospects out there, they have a limited point of view on what business credit is in it, how it can help their business. And some will say, yeah, I have a Paydex score, I've got enough. Or I have some that are like, yeah, I have 7, I don't need more. But I really challenge business owners to think about this just a little bit different and think about what opportunities you have with your business credit. And we're going to dive into that more today. And I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to see if I can share screen here. We're going to break down business credit together. And is there such a thing as having too much business credit? That is the question that we are going to answer today. All right. So we're going to talk about, here we go. Bear with me just for a moment. Oh, here we go. Our fundability factors. All right, so we're going to talk about this section right here, our business credit reports, but we're also going to talk about not only the business credit reports, but the actual accounts that report to the business credit bureaus, the actual credit, the individuals that grant credit to your business. And remember, credit is credit accounts issued to your business. And so we're going to talk about that. Is it actually possible to have too much? So before we dive in, unlike personal credit score, your business has business credit too. And it's attached to your EIN number, and your score is reported through the big 3. And I like to call the big 3 D&B, Experian, and Equifax. So your personal credit report, it's tied to your social security number, etc. Your business credit report is on your business alone. And though it's not directly attached to your EIN number, it is a part of your business, and it does not show on your personal credit report as debt unless that creditor chooses to report there. The business credit score allows you to establish trade credits, and it allows you to establish higher credit lines. It also helps you get approved for lines of credit with additional perks such as no personal guarantee depending on the account, and even rewards on purchases. So as you build your business credit, you're able to strategically use these credit lines to grow your business. So some triggers I like to really talk about in your noggin, because as business owners, we're doing something new that's somewhat difficult, and we are always problem solving. So as you're running a business, or if you're starting to run a business, there are some triggers that I would like to lay out. And these triggers are going to tell you, hey, I should be paying for this with my business credit accounts, not with my cash on hand, and definitely not with your personal finances. So anytime that you go to purchase office supplies, gas, anytime you're buying a website, anytime you're buying a polo shirt with your business name, or t-shirts or giveaway items, anytime you're doing business cards or signs, or you're doing safety equipment, anything like that, I highly recommend making those purchases on your business credit accounts. It's really going to set your business in a position where you have access to the capital you need. You need to keep your cash available and then use your business credit accounts to scale and grow your business. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. Vendor credit. Some common examples of business credit are vendor credit. And vendor credit, that you're looking at them right here. This is right within our system. This list changes every single day. So even if you took a screenshot of it, it's going to be different because underwriting requirements change on a regular basis. So these trade vendor accounts, they approve a credit line for your business. And for instance, like Uline will approve $500. There's no personal guarantee required. They report to DMB and Experian, and that is a $500 credit line. It is net 30. That means that those funds are due in 30 days from the purchase and the payment. But that is how that vendor credit account works. This is where you're able to get a credit with your vendor on products, so services and various things. So those are vendor credit accounts. Then we have some accounts. So you've got just your vendor credit accounts. There are types of vendor credit accounts. So there's various types of trade vendor accounts. We've got within here, you'll see retail accounts, retail credit, fleet credit, service credit, and even vehicle financing. So we've got the broad term, which is our vendor accounts, and then we start to break that down into different segments, which is retail. So if you went to Sam's Club, Costco, Apple, those are retail locations. So that's what we call retail. And then we've got fleet credit. So this could be used for commercial vehicles, personal vehicles. It could be used not personal, but vehicles you're using for your business that are more like personal cars and trucks. And you're using this fleet credit every time you want to put gas in the vehicle, anytime you want an oil change, repairs, tires, things like that. So we group those together as fleet credit. Then we have service providers. A service provider is someone that, for instance, will set up a website, or graphic designers. And then last but not least, vehicle financing. So unlike fleet that just helps you with the fuel and the repairs on your cars, etc., the vehicle financing helps you purchase that vehicle under the business name alone. So I'm going to just restate that to make sure that we're all on the same page. Business credit, let's just talk down the line here. So we've got top here, which is business credit. Business credit is any form of credit issued to a business. It may or may not require personal guarantee. It may or may not report to the business credit bureaus. In our system, we solely focus on those that report to the business credit bureaus and that approve without a personal guarantee. So that's what we're talking about today. So we're talking about business credit as a whole. Now, a type of business credit is vendor credit. And vendor credit are these type of accounts where it's a retail credit account, a fleet credit account, service, etc. And all of these are vendors that report to the business credit bureaus. So that is how that works. And it's a lot of terms. And I understand that that feels rather overwhelming. But it's important that I just point those out and make sure that we're very clear. So when is it too much business credit? So after going through some of the most popular uses of business credit, you're probably like, okay, what's the catch, right? And when you're building your business credit, the first accounts that are approved, they're going to be just like when you got your first personal credit card. They're smaller approvals, 500, 1,000. Here's the nice part. On the business credit report side, inquiries don't hurt your business credit scores. So you can ask for increases every month, every 3 months, every 6 months, whatever that specific vendor, like Granger here, no matter, you can ask them regularly for increases. And so we want to do that, and we want to get higher and higher approvals that has a dramatic benefit, because when you apply for another account, they'll look at that and say, oh, look, they handled a $10,000 credit line just fine. Let's approve for that again. So the best news is, that one of the most exciting things about having multiple credit lines on your business is your ability to use as many as you would like at the same time. So there's no limit. You can have as many vendor credit accounts as you want. And if you have the business established, then you are able to mix and match and add as many accounts as you would like. So you may find that, hey, I am often at this one place purchasing this one thing. Well, great. Let's get a business credit account there and let's make sure we're using that every time we're making purchases. And that's going to build up your business credit reports. It's going to dramatically increase your overall fundability. And it's really going to buoy up your fundability score, which is critical to getting better and better approvals. Look, I had this discussion with somebody this week, and they were saying, maybe I could have built business credit with YouTube. And I'm like, okay, sure. Go out and try and build this with YouTube. Just keep in mind, you're going to have to flush through the information that's valid and the information that is out of date, because this is constantly evolving and changing. And then on top of that, are you here to run a business, or are you here just to do this? Because building your business credit reports, etc., is not running your business. As a business owner, you need to get approvals and use these funds to build your business. This is why we show up. So make sure you keep your eye on the prize. We also want to look at this infinitely, and this is one of the most common mistakes that business owners make. We don't look at things, our immediate problems, with infinite solutions. And what this means is you will always be in fire prevention. You'll always be putting out fires, not in fire prevention. So we've got to look at things in an infinite mindset. And that's what we do here at Credit Suite. And that's what we ask business owners to do on a regular basis, which is, look, I understand I can go and plug you right into a software like Nav, and you could immediately get matched with maybe a credit card, right? But that helps you today with a Band-Aid. But we did not, in that scenario, increase your overall fundability. And that does not help you infinitely in the long run. We all need to run our businesses with this infinite mindset. There's some great books on this concept, and it's proven when you look at the largest companies that have succeeded for the longest amount of times, it's all attributed back to thinking about, okay, my actions today impact me in this way today, but what do they do tomorrow, 5 years from here, 10 years from here? And that can be hard, especially when you're just putting out fires. But hey, I'm an entrepreneur too. I understand that. And at times my own team has to say, that's not an infinite solution. That only fixes it today. So we want to make sure that, hey, I'm building my business credit reports. I'm getting these trade vendor accounts and I'm using them to build my business. I'm asking for increases. I'm not using my personal funds. I'm not putting this debt on me as an individual. I'm keeping it on the business. I have my business checking account. I'm doing all these things, and this is going to help you grow and increase your overall fundability score for your business, how likely it is that you'll get approved. And as that grows, it creates more and more opportunity for financing. That's the mindset. Let's go to this infinite spot where we go, okay, this is going to need constant time and effort, and Credit Suite's here to guide me through that. So it is fully possible to have unlimited amounts of business lines. And so we've got to build it to have that ability. But I think every business owner should have this mindset where they're like, hey, this is where I am today, and this is what I need to do to get to where I need to go in the future. Okay, but are you in the position where you are able to, or should you? So the answer, can you have too much business credit, is honestly, it depends. If you have steady cash flow, you're making your payments when they are needed, you're managing the financial health of your business, credit scores, you're correctly utilizing each line, then it's safe to assume that you're staying in your business's needed realistic debt to income ratio to manage multiple lines of credit. Now, keep in mind, I say that, but creditors are not approving or declining based on your utilization. So you don't need to worry about maxing out your business credit cards. You don't need to worry about that. I just did a challenge. Was it only last week? I think it was only last week. And we talked about this in detail. And so go check that out. I know we have recordings out there But go check that out, because I was really able to dive into that in big detail, and every business owner needs that information. Okay, some companies aren't in a position yet to take on multiple lines of credit. So, which is where you may need to look at your financial records and figure out how to take it one step at a time. There's plenty of ways to slowly introduce these initial lines of credit where you can build upon the score, and you're using the lines when you need them the most. We've got to be strategic about it. But just like everything else financially in your business, you have to make sure the overall long-term best interest is at the forefront of your decisions. Just like we talked about, the positive side of this is if you use business credit in a strategic way, you can leverage it to help maximize your business's needs, when in turn is a stepping stone to more profit, more room for continuing growth, and it just opens the door to more and more financing. So, can you have too many business credit accounts? I have yet to see it. I have yet to bounce into a business that literally has too many. What I would say is, hey, if you are making purchases and payments for products and services as a business, you should be using business credit accounts. And then we'll get those business credit cards that'll approve without a personal guarantee. We'll also get the business credit cards that do require a personal guarantee if your business qualifies. We'll go for the lines of credit, the loans, whatever your business qualifies for, whatever your fundability score is at that time. Let's maximize on the capital that you have access to and use that capital to grow your business. And that is the whole point. That is why we show up. I do talk with individuals where they do get somewhat obsessed with this concept of how to build business credit reports and do all of this. And as entrepreneurs, we're easily distracted, and I have to pull them back from that somewhat obsession and say, look, your whole goal of being here is to grow a business. Let's utilize the trade lines that help you actually grow your business, help you get to where you need to go. And that's what we're trying to do here. So for instance, I would use my Uline account for my garbage liner, all the cleaning materials. I would use it for signage, depends what type of business you're in. You could fill up your vehicle or your trucks, or you could, your t-shirts, you could do your website, all of those things. Get those things done with your business credit accounts. And your business will grow because you're utilizing this business credit, you're building your business credit scores, and you are creating this scenario where your company's overall fundability increases. And as you do that, you're also increasing the enterprise value of your business, which is something we don't talk about a lot here at Credit Suite, but it's something that's really critical. When you build your fundability and you increase your overall fundability score, you're also building the enterprise value of your business. So for instance, I was talking with a business broker, and he buys and sells businesses on a regular business, or on a regular rotation, right? This is what he does. And he talked about, hey, could I send my clients to Credit Suite to go through your fundability program to build their business credit reports, et cetera? And I thought, what an interesting use case, right? These are business owners that have been running business for a period of time, but their foundation may not quite be where it needs to be. Their financials may not exist at the level they need to exist. They may not have their business credit reports set up where all the information is clean and all their accounts are reporting. And when we get this all organized and all their ducks in the row, their enterprise value of their business can dramatically increase. So this individual that does this business brokering, he reached out and he's like, look, I'm having a hard time getting somebody to purchase this business because this foundation is a mess. These financials are a mess. They have no established business credit history. And this is something we just don't talk about enough out there in the market because we're talking about so many other things that business owners need to know. But it's something I wanted to point out today. When you're building your business credit reports, you're obtaining these business credit accounts, can you actually have too many? I would answer that with no. Use them. Make sure you're applying for accounts that are useful to you and your business. Make sure that you're using them to grow your business. We talked about that. But the more you do that year after year, month after month, you're going to find yourself in a place where you have extremely high fundability and enterprise value. I was reflecting on my journey as an entrepreneur. And people ask me these questions often, and so I get this opportunity to reflect on what this journey has been like for me. And I will tell you, incredible things are built over time. And sure, we love it when things are instant. I'm a competitive wake surfer, and I am drawn to this sport because it's an environment where you have to try something 500 to 1,000 times with small tweaks before you can do a trick on a regular basis on demand. Now think about it. I'm literally investing so many hours, so much time and energy. I'm doing this 500. It took me over 500 times attempts to get a 360 down on the boat wave. But I enjoy that because I'm practicing failing and I'm practicing improving in small increments. It probably takes about a year to be able to get it down to where you can do it on demand every single time. I can land every single one, every attempt. And so that is the mindset in growing our businesses. We need to understand that there's a starting point and that things can take time, and you'll get immediate benefit just from starting, right? You'll immediately set up your business in the right way, get a solid foundation. We'll connect you with the financing you qualify for today. But we're going to flip the switch and go to an infinite mindset, which is, look, I can do these things all along the way, and in 5 years or 1 year or 7 years or at year 10, I'm going to have more opportunities because I was building all along the way. If I started, for instance, my wake surfing and I couldn't land my 360 right away, and I just tried once a year for short amounts of time, I put no energy and effort into it. I didn't get any coaches, and I just didn't try, but I came back every year expecting to land a 360 and it didn't work. That would seem rather insane, right? Business owners, we try to do this all the time. We don't invest the time in our foundation, in building our business credit reports, working on our financial health. And then when we need the cash, we wait until the very last minute and we're in a position where, there's issues and banks and creditors don't want to lend to us. So I am so glad you joined us here today because we're sharing this message to help entrepreneurs like yourself to see these cycles and to invest in your business and invest in taking those practice steps one at a time. And I do promise you that as you do that, they all add up and get you to wherever your goal is. All of us have different goals. And I know what mine are. I have them written on my wall. It's why I show up every single day. And each of you have a little bit different goals. We don't have the same ones. But I know that as you do these things, step by step, you will end up at where you want to go. And the best destinations, the best goals take time. They just do. They take some time and some energy, but there's always benefits all along the way. So I look forward to, that looks really fun. I look forward to continuing to work with each of you and watching you as your businesses grow and thrive. I hope you've enjoyed this webinar, and we are always here to help. You can go to creditsuite.com. You can schedule an assessment. You can call in to our Credit Suite team, and we have a phenomenal team, and they will talk to you about your business and then identify what could we do to help your business grow? What could we do to help get your business access to the business credit accounts, the capital that it needs to grow and thrive? Thank you for joining us today, and I'm wishing you all an incredible week. Take care.